guys, Barbara here, and I'm not in the Bear Pantry kitchen today because I'm not going to be doing a cooking show. What I want to do is bring back my Ask Babs series. For those of you that are familiar with the show, you may or may not remember that I did have a series here called Ask Babs where I answer your questions once a month. I think the reason that I stopped doing it though is because the questions just stopped coming. Recently, however, I've been getting a lot of questions in my inbox from the people that I meet in the street when I share with them that I do YouTube, and also from my older brother. And all the questions seem to be on the one topic. So that's why I decided to do this show and bring back my little series. Now let me give you a little bit of backstory first of all. My older brother is 11 months older than I am. He lives in Florida, and forever I've told him that I've had this cooking show on YouTube, but not once has he gone to go take a look at it. Finally, he was Googling something or the other and he found my show. And he watched a few episodes and then he called me up and he's like, quite a little neat setup you've got going there. How'd you get that started? So me, Miss Information Giver, started giving him so much information at once that it kind of overwhelmed him. So he says, I'm going to call you back when I have questions. And so over the past 3 months, he's called quite often to ask a lot of questions. And then I told him I'm getting those same type of questions from most of the people that I'm meeting and also in my inbox. So that's when he suggested that I do the video on the topic of how to get your YouTube show started. Now at first, I really didn't want to do this type of video because I don't think I have enough information to share. And there are other people that are in YouTube that are doing these type of videos that are, you know, they have way more knowledge than I do in teaching you how to get your YouTube show started. But he told me just confine it to the questions that he has asked and that other people are asking, and give the same answers that I've given to him. And he says, don't try to give more information than you know, and you know, just basically tell the people the same thing you've been telling me. So when he said it that way, then I realized, yeah, I can do this. So I've listed here about 10 or 11 questions that he asked me. I'm going to try to run through them as quickly as I can because I don't want the show to get too long and boring. So let's start first of all. How did you get your channel started? Well, I had to really sit and think because I thought he was asking me why did I get my channel started, and so that's like a whole series of different answers. So how I got it started was by first taking inventory of my gifts, my talents, and my skills, and deciding which one of them made me the happiest. And so right away I knew that it was going to be to teach people how to cook. I didn't know how to cook until I was like 22. That's when I first started learning. I felt frustrated when I didn't know how to cook, and I didn't want other people to feel that same frustration. I wanted them to know how to cook good food, pretty simple, but tasty food. So that's when I decided I was going to do a cooking show. The next thing that I had to do was name the YouTube show. And how I picked my name was because we were going through the recession, and every time I went to my pantry, it was Bear. And so I told my sister at the time that I'm going to name my show the Bear Cupboard Show because I thought about that nursery rhyme, Old Mother Hubbard, you know, went to the cupboard, whatever. And then she says, don't name it cupboard because over here in America, that's not a term that people use, so go with pantry. And that's basically how I got the name of my show. It wasn't anything fancy about it, but that's why I named it The Bear Pantry Show. I did not name it The Belize Show or The Belize Cooking Show because I knew eventually that I was going to run out of Belizean recipes if I wanted this thing to continue. So I chose my name. And since my brother started questioning me all these things, I decided to go like do some research on how to name a YouTube show. And I wish that I had done this research before because I certainly missed the mark on every level when I was naming my shows. Like for instance, the first thing that they say when you're picking a YouTube show is don't make the name too lengthy. And The Bear Pantry Show is horrible to type into the DirecTV thing to find it on DirecTV, okay? So it's long, it's really long. So they say try to keep it short. The next thing they say is don't use weird spelling. Well, we missed that one when we made Joe's show. We didn't think Joe was going to have a YouTube show per se. We just thought he was going to use the user ID to just like comment at other people's channel and stuff like that. But we named it Sandhill Boy, B-W-A-I. And that's a weird spelling because it's the Creole way to spell boy, you know, B-O-Y. And so we missed the mark there too. And it says don't use numbers in the name. Well, we didn't mess with numbers, but I think the reason why they say don't use numbers in the name is because some people will put a lot of numbers like 116523 and nobody will remember those numbers. I suppose if you use like double digits or maybe even 4 numbers like for a year or something, maybe people might remember that. So that's just some suggestions that I learned off of Google, and I shared that with my brother. So I don't know what name he picked yet, but he definitely has decided what the topic is going to be about, and I think it's about his carpentering and stuff that he does. So then the next thing you do after you name your YouTube name is go try to see if the name is available, because YouTube is getting so big now and so many people are getting into it that pretty much when you think you have a unique name and you start putting it in, somebody has owned it. You know, so I promise you it's going to get frustrating. You're going to get frustrated, and it's going to be frustrating to try to pick a name, because you're going to be there every night for like a week trying to get a name, okay? Don't give up though. Don't give up. You'll find the one that's available for you. After you create your YouTube channel, and I'm not going to get into how to sign up for YouTube, because like I said, there are other videos out there that can teach that better. It changes like every 6 months how to do the routine. So my suggestion to my brother was to go on ahead and Google it and follow the steps on how to sign up. And so he did. And he said that was really helpful for him. After you sign up, you're going to have to also sign up for a Google Plus. When I started 3 years ago, they didn't have Google Plus, so I did not have to sign up for that at the time. But when they kind of put that in, I had to go create a Google Plus. So you're going to have to do that at that time. Pay attention, because the Google Plus profile and your YouTube profile are two different things, even though they're kind of linked. And pretty much you're going to get confused. You're going to say, I thought I built that profile already, and then you're building the other one. So just pay attention and keep Googling things as you go along, and you'll get it right, okay? After that, you want to create a Google AdSense. I did it in that sequence because I didn't have Google AdSense at my Facebook and Twitter and blog and website and stuff, because I just don't have enough traffic there to warrant putting AdSense at all those locations, okay? But you can have AdSense at a lot of different things, not just at a YouTube show. So you want to create your Google AdSense account, and you want to follow everything that they send you in your email from Google AdSense. So keep track of what email you used, email address you used, and every time they send you something, you want to go fill out whatever forms they send you, because that's how you're going to eventually get paid. So I think you don't have to fill out like tax information until you hit your first $10 or whatever. But you want to keep up with those emails and follow them, because it really delays the process if you don't, okay? And the next thing you want to do after you do all that, and when you create your AdSense, you're not going to be linking any money to it yet, because you don't have a show up yet. So you move on to recording your first show. And as far as equipment goes, my brother is buying all his equipment 1 month at a time and then paying them off. I really think he's going to get serious about this, and I think he has the chops to be really successful at it, because he's really good at what he does. So, and he's funny. I hope he puts his humor in it. But you don't really have to go make big investments right away. If you have a smartphone, start with your smartphone. Just get some good lighting. I have umbrella lighting and stuff that the kids bought for me, you know, as I progressed in doing my show. I don't even use it anymore because it takes up too much space right here in this small area that I have to set up to do my cooking show. But they use it in their rooms and stuff when they're doing their own little thing. And so what I have here are floor lamps, and I can turn the camera around and show you guys. And for the most part, all my floor lamps have daylight bulb, except over here where I have one regular yellow bulb, because all that daylight bulb tends to make you look washed out sometimes. So you just kind of have to tweak it, okay? And I just use floor lamps. And when I'm in the kitchen, I have a row of lamps above my head. But right now I'm in the dining room, so I don't need it. And then there's a lot of light coming in from this door. And you kind of want to do your shows in the daytime if you can, when you get a lot of the good sunlight, which is more natural, right? So that covers equipment. I can show you like an array of the cameras that I have now. But when I started off with a little Samsung camera. The sound wasn't all that good, but the picture was beautiful. I bought it for like $150. Kmart. I sold a piece of scrap gold to get that camera, because I didn't have a camera at the time and I didn't have a smartphone. But for the most part, a lot of people have smartphones now, so I would suggest start off with that to make sure that this is something that you want to do, because then you would have put a lot of investment into something that, you know, that you're not going to continue with. So after you record your first video, get it edited. I learned how to do my own editing. I do all my own editing. I actually enjoy editing. The only time I don't like editing is when it's starting to like overwhelm my vision, my eyes, because sometimes I go at it for hours. But I love editing. Jada hates editing, and in the beginning I was paying her like $20 a video to edit my videos, and that was her little income for gas and stuff. And then pretty soon she hated it so much that she taught me how to edit. And that's the next question my brother asked me, because when I went to college, my major was broadcasting. I did radio broadcasting, and I took like 5 television courses to get a certificate in that. And he asked me if that helped me at all when I was deciding to do YouTube. And it did to a degree, but you don't have to go get a degree in that in order to do YouTube, okay? It helped me in the regard that I learned how to set up the lighting, and I learned how to speak. Because when I was doing the schooling, they wanted me to do a lot of ad-lib speaking, and I really sucked at it back then. I hated doing ad-libbing. I much prefer to read from a teleprompter, but I'm glad that they gave me that training because now I'm so good at it. Right now, I don't have a script. I have a few questions that I'm answering to keep me on course, but I don't have a script that I write out, and I don't ever have a script that I write out. Everything is just like off the top of my head, you know, going through it. So I think the schooling helped me with that. So if you want to take some schooling, if you want to do a lot of information giving in YouTube, you might benefit in taking like maybe one speech course or something to just teach you how to pattern yourself in talking and stuff. My kids were just, I think I rubbed off on them because all three of my kids are wonderful speakers. They can speak in public. They're not afraid to speak in public, and they're not afraid to speak to a camera. Joe, on the other hand, he would rather not speak to the camera if he didn't have to. So, you know, just do whatever you need to do to make yourself better to where you're happy with yourself. So after you edit your first video, go ahead and upload it. I can't tell you how many videos, you know, Josh, my own son, has made in here that he has not uploaded. You know, he just starts nitpicking at it and finding all the errors and stuff, and pretty much, you know, he doesn't upload it. So don't be so critical on yourself. Go ahead and upload your video after you've created it, because people don't really care what you sound like. You know, if you have an accent, you know, I think that's what bothers Joe is, you know, he has an accent. People don't really care. They'll watch you if you have an accent. They'll watch you if you talk with bad grammar. They don't really care. They want you. They want your personality and what you're offering to them. So after you upload the video, then you go turn on the monetization on that video, and you can Google how to do that too. That's pretty simple though. You just go into not the basic, but the monetization tab, and you click monetize, and then you have to go enable it at first, and you know, it walks you through the procedure. And after you monetize the video, go ahead and link it to your Google AdSense. Don't just assume that they're going to link it for you, because they don't. What I'm using to record with right now is the Canon T3i DSLR camera, and that's more of a still shot camera, but you can use it to do movies, but it's so HD that sometimes it will stop in the middle of recording, and then I just have to get up and start it again. So that's why you see a little jump in editing there. I don't use it for the cooking show except to do my opening and my ending segments, because I use a regular video camera, another Canon, but I use a regular video camera to do the actual recording of the cooking, because I don't want this to stop right in the middle of me doing something. And by the way, if you're going to be using this type of a camera, because a lot of people like this for the HD, what you want to do is change out the memory chip. For one, instead of having the 4 with the circle on it, it has to have the 10 with the circle on it, and it has to be 45, I think it's Mbps. I don't know what those letters are. I'll look it up before and put it in editing. But above 45 you want to have on it, so that it can even record as much as I've been recording right now. So back to where I was. Don't assume that Google AdSense is going to be linked to your YouTube, because it will not be linked unless you link it, okay? Because they know that you can use Google AdSense anywhere, so you have to link them up. I met a young man that had a music channel, and he was actually racking up quite a bit of money from his views, and he never collected any of that money because he never linked the Google AdSense to the YouTube. So you want to go ahead and do that process once you put on the money on the video, the monetization, okay? Share on your social media. I have a personal Facebook, and I have a Facebook that I use for YouTube. It's an actual Facebook, and it's a Facebook page. But the reason that I made them separately is because some of my family members, you know, were not liking how much of their information was getting leaked out there to my YouTube and stuff. But usually once I make friendships with my viewers in YouTube and I deem them to be decent people, I'll usually invite them to come join me on my personal Facebook. But I keep up both my Facebooks on my own. Nobody does it for me. I do it all by myself. And you want to create your Facebook, your Twitter, your Pinterest, your blog. You want to create all these things when you're doing your YouTube show, because that's how the word gets out. Because don't think that you're just going to put a show out there and it's going to get out. I think the reason why my show got out there pretty quickly is because I was doing Belizean foods when nobody else was doing that. Alright guys, so Joe just came in while I was recording. He went to work today and left me at home to my own devices to record on this wonderful Good Friday. So share everything on your social media. Don't be ashamed. A lot of people get into YouTube and they become ashamed that they're doing YouTube. I wanted YouTube partnerships so badly, and I didn't even know when I got it because they give it to me in increments, you know, in spurts. It took like 18 months for me to get thumbnails, and then a while longer for me to get a banner. And eventually one day I just saw that I was partner verified, you know, so it took me a while to get to that point. And so when I got to that point, I was very proud. I wanted to throw a party. But a lot of people start doing YouTube and they get shy about it. It's like, well, I'm doing YouTube. Don't be ashamed. Like I always tease Jada and says, only be ashamed if you're doing network marketing. So, and don't cuss at me, okay, those of you who are doing network marketing, because I've done my fair share of network marketing in the past and I've never made a dime from it. And so that's why I'm so against it. Anyways, make business cards. It's cheap to make business cards like at Vistaprint or whatever, but you can go to any of the little mom and pop stores, pay $50 to $60 to get 1,000 business cards that will last you like a year and a half to give out. When you meet people in the street and you strike up a conversation and they ask you what you do for a living, you just say, hey, I do YouTube. Would you mind taking a look at my show? If you like what you see, would you mind sharing it with your friends and family for me? And people will fall down over themselves to take your card and to go look at your show and to share it if they like it. They really do. I've only met a few people that have refused my card. Usually, unfortunately, they're Belizean people, and they'll say something like, I know how to cook already. And they'll give you back your card. And literally, I've been doing this for 3 years, and I've met so many people, and I met like 2 people that did that to us. So it's okay. You figure even if they throw your business card on the floor, somebody will pick it up, and somebody will go see it. It's a win-win situation, okay? The one thing that I want to tell you guys after you get your show started and people start viewing, at first you may get 10, 20 views, 50. Right now at my vlog, I'm getting about 50 views per episode, which is pretty cool. But at the cooking channel, I get like 300 and something views, you know, almost immediately within that week. It took a while for me to build to that point. And after you start getting your views, people are going to start commenting. Answer your comments, okay? But don't answer the ones that make you angry, because you're going to get into a war of words with that person. And then pretty soon you're going to spending all your waking breathing moments just fighting with people on YouTube, and they have more time on their hands to fight with you because you actually have videos to create and you probably have a job to go to. So don't answer the bad ones. I was remiss in answering comments at my review channel because they had gotten so nasty. And by nasty, I mean sexually explicit. I don't know why they have to do that. And it got to the point where I didn't even want to go see the comments, and it really, really messed it up for the other people that were putting legitimate, you know, good comments and uplifting things. And so finally I decided to face the music. I went in there and I deleted all those emails out of my inbox, and I started afresh, and I'm answering all my comments at my review channel now, and I'm actually enjoying it. I watch a lot of YouTube shows, and I don't comment on all of them, but if I feel motivated to comment, I'd really like to get a response, even if it's just like, yeah, you know, I agree, thank you, or whatever. It doesn't have to be long, but I will stop watching a channel if they forever are not answering comments. And I'm not just talking about my comments. If they're not answering anybody's comments, I will not watch a show anymore. Another reason why I won't watch a show is if the people start lying. Like when I'm watching vloggers and they start giving you a timeline of how they met or whatever, and it's not adding up from something that they said prior, I'll stop watching. I get a very bad distaste in my mouth for people that are lying. So if you're vlogging, I have a vlog channel too, but I created the channel because I wanted a way to talk with the people who watch the cooking show outside of the cooking show. And I always tell people who are vlogging, just be honest. If you don't want to share something personal with the viewers, then just don't share it, but don't start skirting around the topic and telling lies and stuff, because people can see through that right away. That's why I like watching Brandis at Smart Mom 1981, because she's so honest and she's just like really out there, just lays it out there, and there's no clashing of the storyline, you know what I mean? So don't just answer the comments by saying thank you, thank you. That is so annoying. When I answer my comments, I write sometimes dissertations with my people saying thank you for saying this, and I answer every aspect of what they ask. I guess because I'm still small, I have that, you know, privilege of doing that. But I don't think I ever want to hire somebody to do that for me. My friend Leah had offered before to answer the people at the review channel when I had stopped answering over there. And first of all, I couldn't subject her to what was there because she's a pastor. And secondly, I want the people to know that I am the one that's answering, not somebody that's acting on my behalf, right? And money. that's, you know, everybody has been asking, you know, do I make money in YouTube? Yes, there's money that can be made in YouTube. It starts off very, very small, as you can imagine. When I first started in October of 2011, I didn't see my first check until July of 2012. And that money was just racking up over those months, you know, from the little videos, $5 this month, $10 the next month, 20, 15, and it added up till I got to 100. And when I got a little bit above 100, because YouTube does take a small administrative fee, it's very tiny. And, well, maybe it's tiny because my checks are tiny. But anyways, it adds up over time. I got the first check in July. I was so excited. But honestly, with all the equipment that I bought and all the food that I put out there over that past 7 months, that money didn't even cover any of that. So don't think you're going to get rich off of YouTube right away, okay? And I'm just saying that for the general public, because you might be the one person that will start your YouTube and just blow up, you know, so don't rule that out, you know, please, by all means, don't confine yourself to a box. So 2 months, I got the first check in July. I didn't get the first check again until October. And I'm saying checks, but I don't get paid by checks. I have them set up to where they direct deposit the money into my account. They pay on net 30. The terms are called net 30, which means if the month ends March 31st, you won't see that money till like April 24th, thereabouts. And I'm okay with whatever I'm making in Google, honestly. I'm not getting rich off of it. I can't quit my job yet at the bottle printing place. I wish I could. But I'm making enough money right now that I can buy my little equipment when I need to. I can save up a couple of months and buy new equipment. I can buy the food for the Bear Pantry show. I can buy the stuff to review. I can give away a gift now and again when I want to give away a gift to somebody. And I can also put Jada on payroll, and I pay her a stipend. It's not like an hourly thing. I pay her on stipend monthly. I pay her a stipend because she does help me a lot. If it's not in front of the camera, it's behind the camera. And basically that's her gas money to go to school. So I'm very pleased with how I'm doing so far. And of course you always want more, so I always pray for more growth. And I still don't really know how the money is like added up in YouTube. I don't even think you're supposed to reveal it if you know it, but honestly I don't know it. I think it's something to do with CPM and something to do with per 1,000 views, CPM per 1,000 views. I really don't know, but I can tell you this much: the cooking channel is not the channel that makes me the majority of the funds. It's the review channel, because if you check my videos there, I have a lot of views to those videos. And a lot of my videos have a lot of views there because people like to watch reviews, and I think my reviews are honest because I'm not bought and paid for. And basically I really enjoy doing reviews too. I just didn't enjoy answering the comments, but now that has changed. So I think that answers, for the most part, everything that I can think of. And again, if you have questions, put it in the comments area below, and then we'll pick up where we left off. If there are a lot of questions, I'll come back like within a week and start doing the Ask Babs weekly as best as I can, okay? My brother, I want to thank him so much. When he gets his channel started, I'll share the name with you. I think he's still picking the name. He had it in his name at first, but he wants to put a username. And by the way, we just discovered too, when we started to create a channel for Joe, that when you get a username in YouTube, when you try to share it, you can't really share the username. It comes up like letters and numbers. So we just kind of abandoned his channel and went back to Sandhill Boy, and he's doing stuff there. So thank you guys very much for your time. And if I miss anything, please ask me. I'll answer as honestly as I can. And then we'll carry on from there. And by the way, I taped Joshua the other day in the car because he's my security detail as I do YouTube, because you would not believe how much you have to protect yourself when you're doing YouTube. It's sometimes as simple as not giving out too much information about. Okay, so the battery died on my camera, and that's another thing about equipment. Get a lot of batteries that are long lasting, okay? So I'm using another camera right now. So just to end it off, I taped Joshua as he was telling us some very important things about staying safe while doing YouTube, okay? So I'm gonna play that right here, and I'm gonna see you guys real soon. Take care of yourself, all right? All right, so this is a little bit extra. Now, I forgot to answer one question in my little thing that people ask me a lot. Security. How do you handle security when you're doing YouTube? And I'm glad that I forgot, because I actually need Joshua for this answer, because he's my security detail when it comes to doing YouTube. Tell them, Josh.
Do not show your car. Do not show your license plate. Do not show your front of your house because people can figure that crap out. Do not show the your mailbox. Don't show the numbers of your house. Don't show the street. And do not say you're going on vacation because if people find out where you are, they'll get that crap timed down and rob you.
Thank you, Josh.
Yes. Leave it to Joshua. Joshua, put you.
I'm very paranoid.
No, that's not paranoid. That is actually some good advice, and you have taught me well. And that's why we never say the town that we live in, because of the fact that the town is very small.
They can narrow it down.
Yeah, and they can narrow it down. So I always let you guys know I live in Southern California or I live in the Inland Empire. So that's the end of my little Ask Babs. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and please check out my other two channels, the product review channel, Bear Pantry Talk, and the cooking show, The Bear Pantry Show, where you will find over 100 Belizean recipes.